Hey everyone, welcome to another What's for Dinner, and we have been slowly cleaning out the freezer. We have bits and pieces of stuff everywhere, and the next time that you see a video, the freezer is going to look completely different again because, as you know, or as I say, this is a working freezer, stuff comes in and out all the time, and so nothing is ever in the one spot. And some of this footage was filmed earlier in the year, and I'm just pulling it all together from my phone to help clear it out, but also it's pretty much the kind of meals that we eat all the time anyway, so it's a good representation of who we are and what we do as a family. So we've got these chicken breast fillets that were crumbed here. We just had them with some roasted veggies, and always looking for the frozen veggies in the freezer. I keep saying that I'm going to organize it all and put it in one shelf, but it never ends up happening. These are some lamb shanks here, and everything is frozen because I used to have like some ice cube tray stuffs there, and it got tipped over one day and part of the door didn't shut properly. It was only like about half an hour or so, nothing defrosted, but yeah, we just ended up as a bit of a mess by the time everything sort of froze and water was everywhere. So it's been a while trying to clean out this freezer and organize it, let me tell you. So next up, we are just making our standard chicken risotto that we do, and I had just time-lapsed this just to show everyone. So we're cutting up the chicken and then we fry that off, and then I add into the pan some garlic and herb butter. Sometimes I put a rosemary butter. I'm putting a tablespoon of whole grain mustard in there and some thickened cream, and cooking broccoli on the side. I now make this from scratch myself. I don't use the jar sauce because there's a few preservatives in it that we're trying to avoid, so some things we now make completely from scratch. The same as this, I attempted to make my own meatballs from scratch. I obviously need to think about how I'm going to do that a bit better. Look, they were okay, but yeah, just the texture was probably a little bit different compared with the store-bought, and I must have been doing such a good job at getting dinner ready and cleaning the kitchen because I don't actually have an aftershot of the meatballs cooked. But I do make a potato bake, which you will see coming up in a minute, and you will see that on the plate that we ended up having the next night with some more crumbed chicken. As I mentioned, this video just has a whole lot of footage that I've pulled over the last couple of months, so while it might look like we've had crumbed chicken 2 or 3 nights in a row, we haven't, but just sometimes I like to just take videos of the food and figure I'll be able to use it somewhere down the track. To just kind of make up my own white sauce for this as well, because again, one of the packets has a preservative in it that we're trying to avoid. So I just kind of read the back of the packet and then I googled a little bit of homemade potato bake, and I know that everyone's like, make it yourself, it's frugal, but sometimes buying a packet mix and using it that way is just a lot easier to do things. Burgers would have to be one of the easiest things to do at home, and I make a little burger bar where people can assemble their own burger. So hubby likes to have beef burgers, my daughter and I have chicken burgers, which I crumb the chicken myself, so we have a nice juicy crispy breast fillet there, and my son just likes the processed crumbed from the supermarket, so then basically everyone is covered. Now I am making some fried rice, my version. I just kind of made it up on the spot. I actually pre-cook the corn and the peas and the carrots just to really help soften them up, because I need to make sure that everything is cooked and there's no crunchy bits. Otherwise it's a texture issue for my son. I actually got this idea from one of the dinnerly boxes that we had, but of course I didn't follow the directions exactly what they said. You were meant to make an omelette and roll it up, and when I went to flip it, it just ended up in scrambled eggs. So I was like, yep, good enough is near enough. So I just make like scrambled eggs, throw in the rice, which was left over from before, throw the veggies, put some soy sauce in there, and I mixed it all around, added a bit of water in there too. And then on the side I had just cooked some dumplings, and I've got some peanut satay sauce that's there. So tonight's dinner truly is a look through the freezer and find all the bits and pieces. I was trying to do this in a separate video and I just ended up losing the plot after a couple of meals. So as you can see, we were just pulling out little individual bags of bits and pieces. So we have a couple of chicken nuggets that's here. We had a couple of pieces of fish fillets, and these fish fillets were actually free from Woolworths Bunch, so I thought we would use them up. I've got some salmon there for my daughter as well, which I no doubt would have got on clearance. So we've got all that ready to go. So my son's chicken nuggets and the potato minis, I completely forgot his veggies. My daughter's salmon, veggies and chips. Hubby's 2 fish and potato minis, and I had fish, chips and salad. This night's dinner for hubby and my son is garlic bread and pizza, and I guess I'm just showing you this to show you how I just have everything in every little nook and cranny inside the freezer. That's why I need to sort it out, but I say that all the time and never get around to it. And I actually had to leave earlier before dinner was ready, so I didn't get a photo of their pizza. But yeah, you can see I've got some pineapple that was hiding down in there too, so I'm really trying to find all the little bits and use it up. And then when I got home, there was some leftover chicken that I had, so I was heating that up, and then I cooked some broccoli and cauliflower and mixed it through with some leftover rice that we had from the night before, and that just gave me a nice small meal, but it filled me up. We've had burgers again because we got some burgers on clearance, and yeah, some other bits and pieces. And then tonight I'm making a quiche for my daughter. She now is choosing to have lactose-free cream where we can, so this was a bit of an experiment to see how well it would hold together, because I've never done this with like a light cream before, but it worked well. So we're putting in here some shredded zucchini, some shredded chicken, the eggs, the cream. I put in a dash of oat milk. The color was like, ooh, so it was brown. And then put in there, mix it all together. Also put in the corn and the flour, and then cook that in the oven. It took about 40 minutes, so it took a little bit longer than I normally would. And then hubby and I had this chicken tortellini that I ended up getting on clearance. I completely forgot to show the front of the packet, but yeah, that was really good because I just stuck that in the oven and it was cooked after 20 minutes. It was already pre-cooked, you just had to heat it up. So here is my daughter's quiche, and that made just 4 servings, and then I just cooked her some broccoli and cauliflower on the side. Thanks so much for joining with me. I hope you've enjoyed the variety of meals that we've had, and thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.